A stick figure climbs a ladder. Right before reaching the top, the ladder breaks. The character falls dramatically. Imagine spending months, or even years, working toward one goal. Then one day, everything falls apart. You fail the exam. Your business collapses. You lose your job. Your relationship ends. And suddenly, you don't just lose success. You lose the motivation to even try again. Here's the strange part. Failure doesn't usually destroy your future. It destroys the story you tell yourself about who you are. Today, we're going to rebuild that story. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to restart your motivation, even if you feel completely stuck. And one of the final lessons might completely change how you see failure forever. Brain wearing a helmet gets hit by a giant failure stamp. Most people think failure only hurts because they lose something: money, time, status. But psychology tells a different story. Failure attacks something much deeper: your identity. Instead of thinking, "I failed," your brain quietly changes the sentence into, "I am a failure." That tiny change is dangerous, because once your identity changes, your behavior follows. You stop applying, you stop learning, you stop trying, not because you can't succeed, because your brain thinks the story has already ended. But here's the twist. It hasn't. Stick figure named Alex, proudly holding a dream business sign. Let's meet Alex. Alex spends 2 years building a small business. Late nights, weekends, no vacations, everything goes into the dream. Then, the business fails. Debt grows, customers disappear, friends stop asking about it. Alex tells everyone, "I'm taking a break." But deep inside, Alex is asking, "What if I'm just not good enough?" Sound familiar? Maybe your failure looked different. Maybe it was school, fitness, relationships, or something only you know. But emotionally, failure feels almost the same for everyone. Brain acting like an overprotective security guard. Here's something surprising. Your brain isn't trying to make you successful. It's trying to keep you safe. And after failure, trying again looks dangerous. So your brain creates excuses. Maybe tomorrow. I'm not ready. I need more research. What if it happens again? These thoughts feel logical. But many are simply fear wearing a clever disguise. The brain remembers pain, and it wants to avoid repeating it, even if avoiding it means giving up on your dreams. Stick figure waits under a cloud labeled motivation. Nothing happens. Most people wait for motivation. Big mistake. Motivation usually comes after action, not before it. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't wait to feel inspired. You just do it. Then it becomes automatic. The same works for rebuilding your life. One tiny action creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence creates motivation. Waiting for motivation first is like waiting for muscles before going to the gym. Stick figure scrolling social media while everyone else appears perfect. After failure, comparison becomes poison. You open social media. Someone bought a house. Someone got promoted. Someone launched a startup. Someone seems happier than ever. Your brain forgets one important fact. You're comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. You don't see their anxiety, their debt, their mistakes, their sleepless nights. Success on the internet often skips the messy middle. Real life doesn't. Character removes a broken label, reading failure, and replaces it with learner. Most people try to rebuild success. Smart people rebuild identity first. Instead of saying, I need to become successful, say, I'm becoming someone who keeps showing up. That's an identity. Successful people aren't confident because they always win. They're confident because they trust themselves to continue after losing. That changes everything. 3 small checkboxes appear. Here's a challenge. Forget huge goals. For the next week, collect tiny wins. Make your bed. Walk for 10 minutes. Read 1 page. Send 1 email. Drink more water. These sound ridiculously small. That's the point. Tiny wins send your brain one powerful message. I'm someone who finishes things. Every completed action slowly repairs broken confidence, brick by brick. 2 comic books, one titled The End, the other titled Chapter 1. Imagine 2 people fail the exact same exam. Person A says, I'm terrible. Person B says, I wasn't prepared this time. Same event, completely different future. Your life is shaped less by what happens and more by the meaning you attach to it. Failure isn't a life sentence, it's feedback. The lesson depends on the story you choose. Terrible first drawing slowly improves over multiple pages. Here's something every expert has in common. Their first attempt was awful. Authors write terrible first drafts. Artists make ugly sketches. Athletes lose games. Entrepreneurs launch products nobody buys. The difference? They expected the first version to be bad. Perfection stops progress. Messy action creates progress. If you're waiting to restart perfectly, you'll wait forever. Road splits into 2 paths. Imagine standing at a crossroads. One road says, protect yourself. The other says, grow. The safe road feels comfortable today, but painful tomorrow. The growth road feels uncomfortable today, but rewarding later. Every successful comeback begins with choosing temporary discomfort over permanent regret. That's the real secret. Broken pieces transform into armor. People who never fail often fear failure the most. But people who survive failure discover something incredible. I can handle difficult things. That realization creates resilience. And resilience beats talent surprisingly often. Because talented people quit, resilient people continue. The world rarely rewards the fastest learner. It rewards the one who refuses to stop learning. Checklist appears 1 item at a time. Let's put everything together. Step 1. Accept what happened. Don't pretend it didn't hurt. Step 2. Separate your identity from your results. You failed. You are not a failure. Step 3. Take 1 tiny action today, not tomorrow, today. Step 4. Repeat again and again until momentum replaces fear. It won't feel dramatic. It will feel ordinary. That's exactly how real transformation happens. Alex from earlier starts again with a small seed instead of a giant building. Remember Alex? Months after the business failed, Alex didn't suddenly become fearless. Instead, Alex started small. 1 freelance project, 1 new skill, 1 customer, 1 opportunity. Eventually, those tiny actions became another business. This time, built with experience instead of confidence. Because confidence wasn't the beginning, it was the result. Original broken ladder is replaced with a staircase, built 1 step at a time. Failure isn't proof that your journey is over. It's proof that your current strategy reached its limit. You can always build a new one. Every successful person you admire has a chapter they rarely talk about. The chapter where they almost gave up. Maybe you're living that chapter right now. If you are, don't close the book, because comeback stories always look impossible right before they happen. If this video helped you see failure differently, give it a like. Subscribe for more videos about psychology, productivity, and becoming the best version of yourself. And tell us in the comments, what's one setback you've overcome, or one you're determined to overcome starting today? Remember, your greatest success might begin with the failure you're experiencing right now.